Well, hello again. It's Mike Van Duze with Hopeful Headlines, and got an important one today. And I implore you, if you don't listen to anything else, any more of these podcasts, or watch any of my videos, or do anything, at least listen to this one. It's really important for at least the next 10 or 15 minutes, however long it takes. Now, this isn't scripted because I just want you to know I'm just speaking from the heart, and this is just the way I feel. And there's going to be all the ums and ahs and everything in here, so just bear with that. Now, I'm going to say two words, and it's probably going to cause a lot of you to click off of here, but I want you guys to really listen because there's a big misconception out there. And because people are doing something that they think is right and they're trying to fight something, that they may inadvertently get rid of a lot of good. Now, those two words are TikTok. And I know I can already hear the collective groan in that of many people out there. Now, some of the people are groaning have never even been on it. They're just repeating what they've heard, so that's really unfortunate. I'm not saying everybody has to get on there. I'm not telling people to get on there. I just want you guys to understand what's going on with the stories that I'm going to explain here in a minute. And I want you to understand these. So you don't have to get on there. I'm not telling everybody go make a TikTok account or go watch it, but I just want you guys to have an understanding if you've never been on there or if you've only been on there just a short while. Because most of these platforms, when you first get on, their videos that they show to you are designed on your viewing history. So if you're brand new and they have no idea what you like, they're just going to show you all the trending stuff. So whenever you first click onto it, you're going to see a bunch of the cringy stuff and the dancing and teenagers and failing and, all those videos, right, that a lot of us just cringe at. Now, if you really dig in and look for, whatever you're looking for, it might be craftsmanship. There's a lot of craftsmen out there. Now, we're not going to be talking about that, but that's a whole nother subject. There's a lot of artists and people that do woodworking, people that do work like we used to do centuries ago and recreating things and sharing it. And lots of people are seeing these things for the first time. There's lots of people that are showing behind the scenes in their business that people have never seen. So there's a lot of fantastic stuff over there. But the one thing I really want to talk about, because this one's important, because all of those other people, if you run a business, you can run ads, you can get your voice out there. If you're an artist, you can show your stuff off and you can do it. But the one thing that I've seen a lot, and I've been on there ever since TikTok merged with what used to be called Musical.ly, and I've been there a while, so I've been watching. And I get in there and you see things, you can just like certain posts, you can say not interested on some, and sooner or later the algorithm will serve you up what you're actually searching for. And you guys know me, I'm always looking for the good in that. And over the years, I've seen a lot of people with disabilities that would never be in public, would never start a YouTube channel or Facebook or wouldn't do things because of the stigma, because of the negativity that might be involved. And some of them with the long form content just couldn't do it because of the pain that they're in or that they don't have the time or the attention. There's any number of reasons, but there's a lot of people out there that are really hurting in society. And with these new platforms, and we're just talking about TikTok right now, but this is important because that's just the one that they're talking about banning, right? If this was another one of the platforms, I'd be talking about them, but this is what's happening right there. And I've seen so much good and people that would reach out that normally wouldn't. I've seen people with disabilities that are bringing understanding to a disease that they have or a chronic illness or just whatever they're dealing with. There's been people, paraplegics, and most people would see them and they'd be curious about something and want to ask, but you want to ask because you don't want to inconvenience them, right? And now they're getting on these platforms and sharing what they're doing. Like the one paraplegic girl was showing how she got in and out of, she had a big 4x4 truck and people were wondering how she got in and out. Now in normal everyday life, you wouldn't go up and just ask, right? And then if that happened, if that was okay, then like every day and several times a day, people might be asking, she might be just repeating herself over and over. But now she can put a little post, a 1-minute post on social media, and it can reach millions of people. And millions of people now have a better understanding of what she deals with every single day. And they can watch these posts, they can interact, they can ask more questions, she can come back and make more posts. And this is a lot better than, things happening in just real life. It just wouldn't be possible. So people are reaching like millions of people. They're bringing awareness around the world by making little 1-minute videos. Now, one other guy is Jeff Mitsuo, I think. Like I said, I'm just doing this from memory, so don't hold me to everything. But his channel is Paints with Jeff. And during lockdown, I saw him when he first put up the first couple of videos. And I think one of his friends, Jake Stevens, I think, put up a post for him. And it was to help him deal with anxiety and OCD and stuff, and us being on lockdown and further being more isolated, than we were before. And then people with disabilities even being more isolated than most of us. And then lockdown came. So this helped him deal with it. Is they made a post and just put it up and had him painting. And the outpouring, I think the video got 10 million views, and it might be up to 16 million now or somewhere around there. He's got several videos that have millions of views. He's got, I forget how many million of followers now, but just going on and watching the positivity when he have a post and you see all the people just saying, he had a big smile. He just had a grin from ear to ear. And while he was painting, it just made people feel good. And it was during, a tough time for all of us. Anyhow, he opened up an Etsy store where he was doing his art, and he sold prints of what he was doing. And just people sharing the positivity, being in the comments, showing love. Now people buy these prints and they put them in their house. And it's not just a painting or a print of a painting. Now there's a story behind it. It's his story that's with it. And when some people see it, they'll be like, let me tell you about this painting. And his story is getting around the world because they put a little 1-minute video on TikTok. Now, Jeff that year or the next year or something sold like $100,000 worth of merchandise from a store. And this is someone, he has cerebral palsy. I think I might have forgot to mention that, but he has cerebral palsy. He has, a tough time with his muscles and coordination in that and painting. But he loved art and he painted. And I'm not sure, but I think that his friend that posted the first one, Jake Stevens, or I hope I get that name right, I think was either his art teacher or mentor or something. And they actually teach a class in school now. And they took some of the money and it's helping other kids with disabilities and that. But it brings a better awareness to people about certain disabilities. And it showed that we don't have to be afraid of each other. We don't have to, shun, and that there is far more good than the negativity, the negative stuff that's out there. And when we have a platform like that where people can come together and the good can outweigh the bad, that's a good thing. And then people with disabilities like that, like Jeff, there's another one, Inspiring Irish. She has MS. And she was just coming out and doing quirky little posts and that, and it made people smile and have fun. So someone who otherwise would just be shut in, dealing with pain and dealing with their physical disabilities, and now she was connecting with people, and she was actually making other people happy. And she doesn't come on all the time, didn't get a big channel, but and disappears for a while because she just can't make posts anymore. But I know that it makes her feel good coming back on and connecting with other people. It makes her feel good making other people feel good. And there's stories like that, countless and countless stories. You just have to be looking for them. You can't go on there and keep watching the kids dancing around and just mindlessly scrolling. You've got to look for these, and sooner or later, the algorithm's going to start showing them to you. And there's going to be more and more. And the more you dig in, you're going to see there's a lot of good underneath the hood. Okay? Now, when they're talking about banning certain things like this as a blanket thing, a platform, that's just crazy. If there's problems with children being on it, then put parental controls on there. And parents, you don't like your kids being on it, don't put it on their phone. If there's a problem with privacy, then make rules and laws to deal with the privacy. We do it on all other platforms. You can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's so much good. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are sharing stuff that they normally wouldn't before. There's people who have been in accidents and are just horribly disfigured. There's really no other way, to put that. And they get on here and they show us what beautiful people they are. And people are on there, and it's if you watch these, it's like an outpouring of love. So if you guys are just watching the stupid videos and the cat videos and stuff like that, and you're not seeing any of these, don't discount it. Don't think that it's not there. So when they talk about a blanket, like just banning everything for the sake of privacy or children issues and that, they're going to get rid of a lot of good in the process. Now, those other people might go to other platforms, and like I said, if they're talking about banning Twitter or banning YouTube or doing whatever, I'd be talking about that too. But I haven't seen as much. I've seen some on these other platforms, and they do migrate when they start on one and they'll be in the other ones. But I haven't seen to the level of the people that came up on a short form platform, and all the other platforms are trying to do short form now, but TikTok kind of perfected it right off the bat. And I haven't seen that many people come out, share with the world their struggles that they deal with day to day. And people that normally would be shut off from the world, that would be in a downward spiral of depression, are now able to get out there to find love and to show love, to make a revenue stream, to actually make a living on a platform, and people want to just get rid of it. So I hope that brings a little bit more of an understanding to you. This goes a lot deeper, and there's so many more stories. I could sit here and talk every day about one of these people, but I'd rather you guys can, go and find them yourself, because I just don't have the time to explain the magnitude of what's going on over there. But I just want people to understand and have an open mind, and don't just listen to sound bites, and don't just listen to one side of the spectrum as far as news goes and all of that. Dig in, find out for yourself. And like we said, this is good. We're trying to look for good, and we're trying to outweigh the good. We're trying to outweigh the bad with the good, right? We can't go and get rid of a lot of good just because we have the perception that we're trying to do something right. Okay? So I'm enjoying this. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been leaving a comment on YouTube. And I know on the other platforms and Spotify and Apple and everything, we don't have comments in that. But thank you very much for the awesome comments. I've read them all. I can't respond to everything. I'm so busy with the hydroponics and this and my wife's channels. But I'm enjoying coming out and just sharing stories with you guys. And like I said, this thing is much bigger than a podcast, and we're patient. We're taking it slow, and sometimes we're just going to come on and just say have a good day, and I hope I can make your day a little bit brighter. So you guys are surely making mine brighter, and I enjoy doing this. So till next time, I'm Mike Fanduzzi. Hopeful Headlines.